Hi folks, in this video I want to talk about the officiating so far in this year's playoffs. Coming up. All right, I'm going to try to be as nice as possible because, guys, if you've been watching the Habs, I'm sure you have been, the Habs Vegas series, and I want to give Leonard credit. Leonard showed up. He showed up when he had to. Yes, he did. I'm not a believer in him. No, I won't be. No. Leonard's going to have to win the next 2 games in a row for me just to open an eye and say, okay, this guy maybe, could be, worth the money they're paying him, because they're paying him money and he needs to do what he did yesterday, to be honest. But, all right, let's get back to the officiating. Now, the officiating in this game, before I forget, I want to give Leonard a pat on the back for the cheap shot he took at the press. Good on him. I was happy he did what he did. All right, now, officiating. If they're going to continue to do this for real, this is going to go right into the finals, guys. It's going to go right into the finals, and you and I are going to be watching games just pulling our hair out that calls aren't being made when they should be, and stupid calls are being called when they shouldn't be. You know what I mean? And if they're going to do this, really go through with this. I mean, you've seen the other game. You've seen in Game 3 when Corey Perry had his nose basically chopped in half, and they seen it and they didn't call it. It's like, what are you doing? What are you guys doing? And that, my friends, is on Bettman, okay? Bettman watches these games. He's the guy that can make all the difference with a phone call. And I guarantee Bettman stayed home and had his little tea, watching TV, and didn't do nothing. Okay? Don't think Bettman, okay? Don't think Bettman doesn't want Vegas to win this series just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't think he's sitting there cheering them on, but he's probably, it's good for the game if it winds up Vegas in the finals. It is. He knows it. So I still don't think it's because of that, but I'm just saying you've got to crack down on that. You can't let that slide. You can't, because this can decide the fate, the future. You work all your life to get this chance that some of the Habs are in right now. And if I sound like I'm cheering on the Habs, I was after that cheap shot. You know that? I was like, you know what? If Montreal win, good on them, because this is really wrong. They didn't call this. What, just because you're either late in the third or you're in overtimes in playoff games, you're allowed not to call these type of things? No. This is when you have to call them, okay? This is when you have to take a stand as a ref. And what's the guy going to say that chopped him in the face? Hey, I didn't do it? He's just going to go straight to the penalty box. Come on. It's wrong. It's really, really wrong what I seen the other day. Really wrong. And you know what? The officiating was crap again last game. So I'm going to go check out this game now. I'm going to go see, and hopefully the reffing is a little better. I don't know. It's been brutal again. Every year I see hockey fans complaining about the refs. And I'm not one. You've seen on my channel, I don't blame the refs for anything. But folks, if that was the Sabres, okay? Think of this. You seen what happened with Corey Perry in overtime. The Habs are in a deep run, right? It's 1-1. The heavily favored Vegas is in their home ice in Montreal, right? Now, pretend for a second, all right, that Vegas is doing this in Buffalo, and they just chopped one of our players in the nose like that, and it wasn't called in Buffalo because we're a small market team. Not that Montreal is, but we are. You know what I mean? How would you feel right now? You know what I mean? It's wrong. It's wrong. So they've got to fix this. They've got to look at this. They've got to look at the replay. And what they have to do, okay, is they got to start making a rule. I don't know why this rule's not in the league. We have the stupid delay of game rule, but we don't have a rule where a guy gets half his nose chopped off and you can't demand them to look at it again? Doesn't make sense, right? How does it make sense? How does that make sense? Oh, we're allowed to get away with these things. We're the referees. No. This has to be fixed, okay? This offseason, I would hope Bettman looks at this. It says we're going to look at some new rules when it comes to the officiating so this stuff doesn't happen, you know? My guess, Bettman will bury it and do nothing. That's my guess. You know, unless it costs somebody a Stanley Cup. Then he has no choice but to do the publicly correct thing and fix it. Just saying. That's where this fan stands. I'm going to go watch the game. And I hope to God I see some fair officiating in this game. It's boiling hot in here. I'm getting out of here, guys. I'll see you later on. Have a great night.